Bluebell, you're busted. When you're Fluffy's size, you tend to be more ground-based, I feel. Whoa. Maybe it's best if I explain this video before we go any further. It's nearly a year late in uploading to YouTube. It's a look at the cats and the birds. Oh, so many people ask about these cats. And also I patch up the story about that very cheap Aldi vacuum cleaner that I gave away to a person for a year, and it did return to our house, but I explain why we didn't proceed with that video. And let me explain my thoughts about cats. I've got no problems with cats. I love cats. I've always been in a house where there's cats. Mind you, when I got married, we didn't have a cat in the house, and it's only recently Fluffy Cat has become our cat. It was a stray that became our cat. Bluebell actually lives in the next door neighbour's house, we found out. And there's a revelation of Bluebell's real name, which is another video. It's quite a saga actually, which will be uploaded another day. But there's one thing that cats have done in our backyard, and I see evidence of it all the time. We've lost count of the dead birds that we've had in the backyard. And don't even ask about seeing the dead birds in the backyard. Maybe I could show the plume of feathers that are left behind. But with today's super sanitized version of YouTube where advertisers get freaked out at the slightest thought of reality, I'm not going to show them. Cats are lovely creatures, but the reality is that cats kill a lot of the native things that are around and have possibly allowed the redback spiders an advantage in the backyard that we saw in the spring and summertime of 2016. It'll be very curious if that also happens again in the upcoming spring and summer of 2017. That there is the magpie family for this year. That's Mother Magpie, one of the babies, and the other baby's in the net over Mummy's garden. I'm not sure how close I'll be able to get to these magpies. Do you remember, it was a couple of years ago now, there was that crazy magpie that I could go up and I could actually touch it, scratch it. And we gave it a name, and at the moment I just cannot remember its name. One of my viewers gave it a name, and they're off up into the safety of the trees. I've just done some research on myself here and this bird, and I've got some stills here of the bird. It was called Pepper. It was someone on YouTube left a comment, and it was something like, the bird's got a very peppery sort of nature. I think it was a fantastic name for a bird that was wired very differently, but what's really sad is, let's say if Pepper was around during 2016 up to 2017 and onwards, with the cats being around, Pepper would have become cat food. And I should also insert a warning here, which I forgot at the start of the video. Warning, this video will show pictures of those deadly spiders that live in our backyard. Better say it or else someone will be triggered. One of the youngsters is still there. We get a good view of that one there. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know these birds that well. I know one thing, there's a distinctive cry to these birds or the babies when they're wanting something to eat. And there you go, there's one being fed there. It might be mum and dad. Oh, looks like one of them's come down here. Mum and dad, I think. Probably telling the baby, hey, you got to be on your way. There's a silly man with a camera there. I reckon that's mum and dad. Again, I can't tell one from the other. Oh, I know why they're... Okay, I know what's going on. Haha, look who has just arrived. Bluebell. And Bluebell would be getting very excited. Oh, look at Bluebell's mouth there. Whoa. And just over here is Mrs. Magpie, giving all the warning signs. Actually surprised the magpies haven't come down and had a dive at Bluebell. Is enjoying the dirt there. Isn't that right, Bluebell? Hey, even though you're not technically our cat, Bluebell would be scheming ways to get hold of those magpies, I'm sure. The magpie family would be very, very clever at making sure they don't become Bluebell's meal. Bluebell. See if I can get up close to Bluebell. It's virtually impossible to get into this cat, although if I get down low, I've noticed, I might be able to come and, hello. Bluebell, come on, have a bit of a smell first. It's not that bad, is it? Hey, no. Very tricky to get near, Bluebell. Very tricky indeed. Amazing cat. Really is a beautiful one, but so tricky to pick up. It's funny, people say, well, you know, what can I video for YouTube? Well, some of your best videos can be right outside in your own backyard. I bet you Bluebell's actually trying to sniff out some lizards. I guarantee that. Okay, this is a few weeks later. It would be around about Halloween time because I can see that I was dealing with the redback spiders by what was left around on the lawn. And I can tell you one thing, those cats weren't helping at all in eradicating the redback spiders. That's a big problem for me. Okay, I'm going to show you something quite remarkable here. And it's not the toys on the table. It is what is going on up inside that tree there. It's a bottle brush tree. There is actually a bird nest up there, but there's also something else. And maybe you can see what is going on there. Bluebell, what are you doing up there? That cat is one amazing cat. It will go anywhere for a feed. Bluebell, are you hunting birds again? You trying to find baby birds in nests? I know you've killed every lizard in sight. So any of you guys have got cats that climb trees like this is not our cat. This is just a neighbour's cat we've found out. And it looks like Bluebell's trying to work out a way to get down. An extremely good hunter, this cat. And from what I can see, the bells on its neck don't help at all. It can sneak up on anything. One thing climbing a tree, Bluebell, it's a totally different thing trying to get back down. Yeah, Bluebell and the bottle brush, hey? And look at the bees are extremely busy doing their good work. Has me thinking, how did Bluebell not get stung? The tree is actually completely alive with bees. Well, there's Fluffy, and Fluffy wasn't amused by Bluebell's climbing activities. I haven't seen Fluffy up a tree, but I've certainly seen Fluffy trying to dig something out of a hole. When you're Fluffy's size, you tend to be more ground-based, I feel. Only consolation of Bluebell playing shenanigans up a tree is he's not trying to jump on Fluffy. And with Fluffy, we've worked out if we scratch it just there, we get to see a nice fluffy bum. Well, you don't see that on YouTube every day, I can guarantee it. I think Mummy's going to get very angry when she sees what's going on here with the cockatoos and the netting to stop the birds. Beautiful birds, but they can be highly destructive. That beak on them is very powerful. I even got one there doing some sort of weird walk on the roof. They're just the native birds in Australia. Very, very clever birds. They can learn to talk and do all sorts of things. And often come in the afternoon and get something to eat if it's laying around the backyard. At least that one down there is eating something natural by the looks of it. Those guys there have cleaned up all of the breadcrumbs and stuff that we put out for the birds. Maybe when I start counting them, but there's 4 on the ground there. If I start the pan up, oh, one's just gone up there. You have to do a recount, won't you? You can see more and more and more. And even right up the back there, in whatever the tree that is, there's a few more. And let's not forget the ones who are on the clothesline. Fluffy and Bluebell were about. These guys would be gone in a flash. Speak of the devil, look who's just woken up. Hey Fluffy, have you seen all the pretty birds down in the backyard? You gonna do anything about it? Look at that. There she goes. And the birds have taken off. Well, Bluebell has just appeared and is looking rather naughty. I'd say Bluebell's going to take a pounce at Fluffy. Often with the cats, it's what the tail's doing is where the talking's at. Fluffy, you can have a bit of a play with Bluebell. You're going to keep your distance. There has been many a battle over the last few months. Oh, I see it all the time, I see it all the time. Bluebell just can't keep away from Fluffy. And as always, Bluebell's just going to be behind where Fluffy's going. Look at the tail on Bluebell there. Fluffy is just there. And Bluebell's going to do some secret pounce. Watch this. I'm sure of it. I know how Bluebell works. To the pounce. Oh, that was the attack. That was the attack. Anything could happen to this point here. Whoa, they've gone to the garage. Okay, let's just see if we can find out where these cats are. Okay, there is Bluebell. Sorry for the colour balance that's gone wonky. Where are you going, Bluebell? Under the house? What? Let me just get the light switch up there and find out what is going on. Okay, there's Bluebell there. Where's Fluffy gone? Hey, where's Fluffy? I've actually got a barrier up and something to stop the cats from going in, and oh, Bluebell's just gone straight over it. Just get some more lights here. There's some citronella oil there that I spray on like a plastic barrier. Someone said to put something like that up to stop the cats from pooping under the house. It looks like Bluebell just jumped straight over it. Just going to grab a torch to see what is going on underneath this house, and this torch is going to go wonky with the shutter on this camera. Aha. Bluebell maybe doesn't like the smell of what I put up to stop the cats from going any further. Well, Bluebell is behind a pillar there, and I'll just show you this little barrier that I put up. Mind you, it has sort of done zero to stop Bluebell from jumping over. I do believe that what I've done here is stop the cats because they don't like to tread on things that are uncomfortable under their paws. And I also spray something which stinks and smells fairly strong, citronella oil. And that was really just some suggestions that I saw on videos. And the problem is that smell actually permeates up through the house. So it did stop the cats, but it does stink out the house. Bluebell is all the way up there. You can see the glowing eyes. Look like something out of Halloween. There were some very curious ideas of how to stop cats from pooping. Let me just see where Fluffy Cat has gone, because that was a bit of a mystery. She just sort of vaporised, but then again, as my daughter said, she's fairly magical. She has this habit of just disappearing in an instant. Shocking video. It's got all those lines. Thank you, LED lights. Don't you love it? Can't find Fluffy, but maybe a bigger problem is that Bluebell is still under the house. I know Fluffy actually can get into some fairly tight areas. And I know I've seen her in spots like this. This time round, I just can't see her. It was quite a cat fight. Sort of surprised, but not surprised with what's gone on. And while I'm in the back of my garage here, this is my Dyson collection. That's not a Dyson, that's the Aldi vacuum cleaner that went away for a while. The lady who helped me out did get a Dyson from me, but I had to basically bin that video. And I can't tell you the reasons why. It's a personal one. Okay, had a year with a person that came back. Basically, she said it was a wrap bag cleaner, but then we already knew that, didn't we? But the rest of the stuff in there is Dyson's. Underneath in that bag there is a DC01, two DC07s, which are a lovely vacuum cleaner right at the time when Dyson became very curious, but I don't know whether I really need to keep all these Dysons, because I've actually just seen James Dyson has this amazing collection of his own, which far surpasses what I've got. Well, this is about 20 minutes after that terrible ordeal with Bluebell. Fluffy's back in her favourite spot, under one of her favourite chairs, not far from where the Redbacks live, and she's just keeping a very, very keen eye out for that annoying Bluebell.